Hello, David. Hello, Mark. Mark, you're showed as second on my screen. Hello, Myrelos. How are you? Green tea with vanilla you're having, Marielos. Never had that before. Somehow I'm not so fond of vanilla in tea. I don't know. But green tea and vanilla? What about mint and vanilla? I don't know. I can't imagine it. Mariela says, doing great, sir, very anxious. Why are you anxious? Anxious, what's been happening? What are your thoughts? What are you anxious about? That's right, David. That's right. But I don't have to try everything just because I want to know. I can also feel how it would affect me. I know them individually. Do I have a taste for it? Do I have a craving for it? Then you go. So you use your intuition and all your senses. You don't have to know everything in life, you know? You don't have to experience everything in life. Some people say, oh, you got to experience everything. No, why? Why do you have to experience everything? Experience the things that are good for you, makes you feel good, it's healthy lifestyle, fits your lifestyle, that's how you want to roll, that's how you want to advance and progress and develop. So you don't have to try and experience everything just because you're living here. It's like being in a smorgasbord. You're going to eat everything. You might be allergic to some things. You might not like the taste of some things. You might actually throw up because you ate so much. You only eat a few of the food that seems most palatable and, you know, tasty to you, or balance in its nutrition that it carries. So life is not about trying everything, experience everything. So that would be, I lived my life in fullest. No, a full life is not like doing every goddamn thing that is out there. It's doing what it is that makes you be most developed, healthy lifestyle, happy, accomplished, fulfill your goals to that limit. Then you can read about other stuff that you think, oh, maybe I should know about. Well, read about it. You have to experience it. There's so much things to do, and not all of them are good for you. So balance, everything balance. Mariela says, I feel pressure to lose weight due to my brother's wedding at the beach. It's been so hard to diet. I feel terrible. My willpower seems dead. It's like a vicious cycle. Aha. Well, you know what? I have been actually going on a special regimen since past, I don't know, 20 days. And I have lost about 15 pounds. 14 to 15 pounds in 20 few days, 20, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days. Not sure. And instead of you focusing on the purpose for your losing weight to be the wedding, go further. Go further and focus on the health benefits for you. And if health is important to you, which it is, because health means life, and you love life, and you want to be productive and young and energetic as long as you can. For that, you got to do certain things to bring about that result. It won't come by yourself. You can't be sitting and eating and doing nothing and wishing for it and hoping that universe will be kind to you. Oh, I'll be okay. I'm a good, I don't know, this person, that person, good mentality, good morality. I'm religious, or I'm this and that. Therefore, you know, universe will, you know, take care. None of that's going to happen. What's going to make a difference is if you really understand what you really like to protect, is to take action towards achieving that goal or whatever it is that you want to protect. You want to be as healthy as you can, then you got to do stuff about it. That should be your motivation, because you love life and you want to be active in it. You want to be you in that life that you, whatever days you have left in this world. So for that, you got to say, okay, that's very important to me. So what things should I do? It's just like a exam. You study, you experience, and then you get a good grade. You prepare for it. But if you don't, it doesn't matter how nice a person you are. It won't happen. So if you understand that, and we understand that, and we focus on the fact that we really want to have a good, healthy life as long as we can, and not be trapped in all these medicines and medical procedures and so on that may become necessary at some time in life if we don't do our best. At least prolong it, make it as latest as possible. And for achieving that, you got to do certain things that you are capable of at this age. And then, therefore, your focus should be on the benefits of it for you, not for the wedding. For you, as a lifestyle, as an everyday thing, as something that you don't have to actually make an effort about it to make it happen. You know, at the beginning of a diet, everybody's got to think about it, do about it, have discipline. But after a while, having done and seen the results and the reactions to your life experience, the things that you can do and how energetic and happy you are, because of that, you will then not think about it twice. It'll be a natural, normal, automatic things that you'll go through it. You get used to that whole regimen. So if you really focus on your motivation, why you do that, that's half of the battle. Then you got it made. Then you find the diets that works for you and makes sense to you, and study and see why you got to do that. For me, it's because I've always been an athlete in my life. Always been active in equestrian, soccer, tennis, swimming, something. I love nature. And I hated to see myself getting fat and just not really doing it right, but thinking that all these workouts and stuff would do it. It has to be a combination. And the motivation was health. I didn't want to go through blood pressure medicine or cholesterol medicine or things that they all have different side effects. I didn't want to. And that was so strong in me that made me to figure out how I can do that. I don't care how difficult it is. I hate to be on medicine more than how difficult something would be. That was my mentality. And therefore, I loved natural way of doing things. So at least I said, I'm going to do my best. If I fail after having done my best, okay, then I have no choice. Then I'll go on medication that I have to in order to make things balanced. But until then, I'm going to do or die. So the motivation is very important. And then the reason for what you want to do brings you the motivation that you need for accomplishing that. The wedding and all these things are, maybe they could benefit from why you really want to do it, but shouldn't be the real reason, because they're temporary. And you will just, I don't know, you wear something, you look good, and you say, okay, that's good enough. And you'll get over it. And after the wedding, what about that? There's no motivation after that then. Then you fall back to the same cycle. So your motivation should be changed to be something permanent, something substantial, real reason For me, I know what it was. I explained right now. I want to be active. I want to run. I want to do sports. I want to do things. You know, I want to bring my fitness level to my mental level. My mental level is still a kid. So I want to have a physical ability that I can still take my soccer ball into the field and kick it around, run around, and enjoy it, and, you know, make fun of myself or remember how things were in college or whatever it is. I want to enjoy that to a different level, but still same activities. So motivation, why you want to do it, and then research on it. Research and find out, is this healthy way of dieting? Why should I do it this way? Find reasons for it, scientific reasons for it. Makes sense. So now I'm even more motivated because I know it's actually good for me. Not just the fact that it's going to shed some weight off of me, the fact that it actually helps with rejuvenation and anti-aging process, that sort of thing. So for me, I have a certain way of doing it and works for me. I don't crave the stuff that, because most people, you know, eat just to pass time, as a comfort thing, as something to keeps their mind busy, focused on one thing. And if they have a hard time focusing on one thing or paying attention to things, then they're impatient. So eating would make them focus on one thing, which is the eating. And through that focus on one thing, which is the eating, they turn that eating into a relaxing mode, a meditation. Because on meditation, you focus on one thing. That's why when you play sport, you feel very relaxed afterwards, because it is just like a meditation. Because through this sport, you were focusing on one thing, on that thing that you're trying to do, the basketball, the tennis, the soccer. Your mind is at rest because it's only doing one thing, not all these hundreds of things there. Now, meditation does the same thing, focuses on one thing. Simplifying it, of course, right now. Now, eating is a way of bringing relaxation to you. That's why people like to eat. It's not just because they're hungry, it's because it brings them certain kind of relaxation and tranquility, and feel like, oh, I'm busy right now and doing this, and this is something pleasurable, so therefore I don't have to do anything else because I'm busy, I'm justified doing this and not doing other stuff that I have to do. So it's escape. So if you look at it that way, it's relaxation, it's comfort, it's escape, it's running away from responsibilities when you eat. All these makes it really something interesting to do. And then, lo and behold, you're also conditioning yourself to eat. And that conditioning is what really makes it difficult to go on a diet, because you're conditioned to eat for all the reasons that we talked about. So, when you consider all these things, then you will begin to appreciate why you want to diet, and the diet that you have chosen, you're convinced it works for you because you've researched the effects of it on the cellular level and on your health and your energy, and then you'll do it for a while and you say, oh yes, it does make, and then you see the pounds are shedding. Oh wow, I even look better, you think, physically, and fit better. Everything looks good, and mentality and everything about yourself, about life, about your capabilities, everything improves. Then you've conditioned yourself with the new way of doing things. Reasons for eating would change, would be just for nutrition, not to bring comfort, relaxation, and escape from doing other things, and meditation. None of that. And filling the time that you're bored, you're nervous, you do something. You're nervous, you're worried, go to gym, do some sport, and then understand how the mechanism of diet is. For me, I used a combination of what I've always been inclined to do, which was not eat meat and enjoy vegetables and protein through vegetables. I didn't know, enough about it, and didn't know enough science about it, but that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't know if it's good enough. So I happened to come across some research, and one of the research was a gentleman by name Dr. Nun Amen Ra. I just happened to stumble on it on internet, and somehow I watched it. It was like half an hour interview with him, and he seemed very knowledgeable, and it echoed what I've been thinking of doing, and seeing that he's got education about it and is expert in it, and he's apparently holds a deadlift world record in his own weight, and he looks very fit and has a balanced life. Him and his wife decided to write certain findings on that, and so I listened to what he was saying, and it was making quite good sense to me. Then I read some articles that he had written, and it made sense. One part of it I can share with you is that if the body in the cellular level that has glycogen and bonds to protein, and they get old, but if they're not used and they get old, they could turn into free radicals. And the way that they would be destroyed and rejuvenated and recycled and replenished or turn into new cells would be if those cells die or used, and they don't naturally die, they turn into possibility free radicals. Because if we keep bringing more food and glycogen, sugars, into the body, there's no reason for the body to go after those cells and dissect them and turn them into energy and use them, and in fact get rid of them in that way. And then there would be a reason to renew, bring new cells, give birth to new cells, which brings anti-aging process. It starts anti-aging process and brings new cells in us to makes us feel younger and new. There's old cells keep lingering there, and eventually they get oxidized. I think I don't understand it quite well, but that's my level of understanding. The documents are very elaborate. It took me like 2.5 hours just to read it. Why? Because it was only 5 pages, part one of the documents. But I had to look into all these different words in the dictionary to learn it. So it was elaborate. So, but this is my understanding. So, but if you don't keep eating unnecessarily, the body wants energy, and it goes and does the autophagy, which is, dissecting and killing and getting the energy out of the old cells that they still contain glycogen. And it uses that, which is using your own body a little bit instead of waiting for the food. But if you keep giving it food, it won't do that. So it turns into fat, free radicals, and unhealthy body. That's my limited understanding, and I'm still studying and learning more. But it's enough for me to understand why is it important not to overeat, not to keep eating. Eat at a certain time and then do exercise during the day. For me, I get up, I've improvised a little bit myself other than what was said, and I'm still not really doing it as they say because I haven't read all the documents. I'm just doing it as much as I understood and think it works for me. So for me, I get up in the morning, a couple of, maybe half a cup of or quarter cup of aloe vera, edible aloe vera, pure aloe vera. Then I have my vegetable protein shake with no sugar, maybe a few blueberries in it, and curcumin mixed, and with vegetable juice. Vegetable juice meaning celery and parsley and spinach and cucumber and lettuce and juices of that kind. Maybe a little lemon juice in it too. Maybe a bit of an apple juice, like an ounce, just to give it a little sweetness. Maybe not. So I'll have my 28-30 gram of protein with that, and that's it. All day long, nothing else. Maybe a few Brazilian nuts, maybe a few nuts here and there, or some berries. That's it. Then I go, eventually when I finish day, I go to gym. And I do strength training. And after my strength training, I do cardio. Then I come home and I have mixed, cooked mixed beans, kidney beans, all kind of beans mixed, and with maybe a couple of onions and a few tomatoes. I cook them together with curcumin, no salt. And maybe I have a little bit of a hummus that I mix that with a bit of that concoction of beans, and that's very delicious for me. I love that, and that gives me the protein after workout and all that. That's it. Teas like this, nuts here and there. Maybe I make some jello with no sugar. That's it. So it looks like I get like 12 to 1400 calories a day, which I need 2600 calories to maintain my weight. So obviously every day I'm dropping 1000 or 1200 calories. Actually, you're going to lose weight, but you got to make sure that it's going to be safe for you. What's good for me or for others may not be maybe too much for you or not good enough for you. So modify it to your comfort level. You don't have to be so strict like me. You can eat maybe a little bit more stuff, however it works for you. But for me, that's what it works. So make sure it's healthy for you, and it's gradual, not just really strict, because that's not healthy either. Gradual, then you become conditioned. After a while, you say, hey, and then you can increase it if you want. You adjust it that way. That'll be a healthy way of a combination of proper eating, when to eat, and allow autophagy to take place, allow the cells to go after the old ones and turn them into energy instead of keep giving them energy from new sugar, new food. And also exercise, the combination of the eating good and exercise and so on, and meditate, you may meet your goal. And that should be for life. There we go. Okay, now before everybody gets tired of this conversation, let me go on and see what you guys have questioned here, because that was something I think it's very important. As we talk about these stuff, mental things, we also got to really take care of our bodies so we can have a mind and body coordination and a balanced life. For that reason, I'm glad that we had this discussion, and hope that would be a motivation for you to be healthier, not just mentally, also physically, and create the balance that we all are looking for. All right. So, Marielos, I hope that's helpful to you. David says that actually applies to me today. Oh, okay. El Haj says, hello sir, I'm 23, Minnesota. I just found out the girl from New York also talks to this good-looking guy who lives in Germany. Lol. I wonder how many other guys she talks to from different states and countries. Yeah, probably lots, because that's how what's available today, and that's how people find affirmation. And I guess girls no different than guys in this way, that they would like to know how many people like them, how many girls, in their case how many guys, and guys want to see how many girls like them, and so they shop around, they talk to so many people, which is kind of could be problematic by itself. Mark says CrossFit is great for weight loss. Yeah, he's lost 103 pounds now, calorie counting and doing CrossFit, but I find it more of mental battle than physical. Yeah, that's right. If you have to be happy in happy environment to lose it. Oh yeah, sure. Mark says, I couldn't lose weight in my unhappy marriage because my ex wasn't supportive. Yeah, I can see that, but you know, if you want to wait for people to be supportive of what you want, it doesn't necessarily happen, because they're on the level of their own fears and ego and things that, you know, thought process. So that may not necessarily resonate with your reasoning and motivation to do whatever it is that you want to do. So you can't wait for people to always approve of what you want to do. Weigh it out, research it, and figure it out, ins and outs, pros and cons, and go ahead, do what you need to achieve. Jesse Schmidt. Guten Tag, Jesse. Wie geht's heute? Hello, Mehran. She says, how can I overcome fear? Due to years of physical pain and not being able to do much activities, I could only be active for 3 hours a day. I now feel fear to become overactive again. My pain is less, but with every activity I immediately think, oh, is my body able to do that? Am I getting more pain after this? My mind is causing more pain now than my body is. Female, 23, Netherlands. Oops, I forgot. Okay. Jesse, number one thing I want you to pay attention to is to realize that what I'm saying here is from experience and some research, but I'm not a doctor. So I want you all realize that if you have a certain kind of a condition, you must consult with your physician, with your doctor, family doctor, physicians, psychologists, and so on and so forth. Having done that, and I assume you all will do that or have done that, talk to your doctor, Jesse. Make sure that your concerns are heard by him or her, and they assure you that your body can take and it's fine, and so on. Now, having done that, then now I can add this to it. Often we limit ourselves because of our mind. It's mind and body coordination. Body does, whatever body does, the mind does it first. When you decide to go to the other side of the room, your body doesn't go first and your mind follows. Your mind goes first and your body follows. I remember in the army, I wanted to, you know, have a relief from all these unnecessary duties that we were engaged in every day, you know, marching and all these and so on. So we would volunteer for a sports team between other units. So we hoped that we would be accepted, and therefore we would be kind of be able to escape from the regular duties that felt, you know, useless or unnecessary, and then enjoy our time with the training and sports and so on. So I, you know, raised my hand every time they asked about who does this or does that, and I was in different teams. One of them that I got into to try out to become part of the unit's team to compete with the other divisions in the country was running, because I raised my hand. Swimming, running, volleyball, tennis, whatever. So the day that came, it was a hot summer day, and it was super hot. And I'm telling you, it wasn't Canadian hot. It was hot. And there were like about, I don't know, 20 of us starting. It was a 5,000 meter run to see who can endure to be chosen. It was hot. It was so hot that when you would go around, somebody with a hose, water hose, was making us wet so we could actually endure it. Out of these 20 people, there were only 2 or 3 left at the end, and I was one of them. The reason I could do it wasn't because I was a running champion or anything. I just had a strong mind. I would send my mind through and let my body follow to catch up with it. Long story short, I made the team. The other guy was a champion of the whole country in marathon, and the next guy was me. And I don't know how that happened, but it happened. So I was part of the team, and we were sent eventually to compete in a 400 relay. The guy beside me from another division, and there were 4 or 5 in the row to start off. And I was starting for my division. So the guy right beside me was a champion of all divisions. And I'm telling you, this was already intimidating. I said, holy shit, okay. But this is what I did. I ran fast and left him in the dust. Then I slowed down, tried to play with the mind and let him catch up. As soon as it was almost catch up, I spent more sugar energy and ran fast. And then he tried to let him to catch up. Then I ran fast. I let him to catch up. And eventually, the only thing was left for me was not the body power. It was only the mind power. So I sent my mind to the ends of the run, the finishing line, beyond the finishing line. And I hoped that my body will follow, because I had no more energy left and he had no more energy. But the thing was, he was now in belief that he cannot catch me, because I did that 3-4 times with him. I went fast, slowed down, he caught up. I went fast, slowed down, he caught up. I went fast, and he believed he could never catch me, which was my luck, because if he would have tried a few more times, I could not. And at that point, I still needed to finish. There was another maybe 100, 200 left. So I sent my mind to the end of the finish line, and I hope that my body wants to join it, because mind and body coordination, they're one entity, and they will follow. He will follow to jive with it. And sure enough, he helped me, and I was running like a crazy man at the end of the marathon of 2 days maybe, but it was only 400 meters. I'd run everything out. So what I'm trying to tell you is that your mind does everything first. And if you let your mind go, your body tries to catch up. So, having said that, when you ask your physician and physician says it's okay, then you try to do your exercises. Don't rely on your body. Understand that your body will follow what your mind does. So change your mind from fragile to that it can do the job. And just do what you think is safe level for you. And don't think about the pain. The pain that comes with it, it's supposed to come, because it's the pain that it tells you you've worked out and the muscles are sore and it's going to recuperate. So your mind should not be a hindrance for your body to do the job. Your mind should be a motivator for your body to make you believe that your body can do it, because your doctor has said your body is fine. And then you just let your mind to orchestrate and help and encourage your body to actually do the physical work that you intend to accomplish. Whether it's you're on treadmill or whatever, it's weight training, whatever it is. But don't go overboard. Just allow the body to condition, because it takes a while for it to change its shape to become more powerful. So be patient, but don't doubt your mind or your ability of your body. As long as your mind says your body can do it, your body can actually achieve what you set out for. Do this constantly, and then suddenly your body and mind become coordinated. Your body also starts remembering and believing that I've done this, and my mind says I can do it, and I've done this, so I'm okay with it. I can do it again. Then you have changed the conditioning of your mind and body belief. And that conditioning becomes a natural. Then there would be no more question or fear in your mind, because you've done it several times. You know, I didn't run for a long time, and I was a little bit skeptical that should I put that pressure on myself or not. And just since about a month or so ago, I started doing intermittent running on treadmill. And now I have more confidence that, look, I've always been a runner. I haven't run for a while, so I doubted myself, but now I've retrained myself that yes, I can. And now I can't wait till go on a treadmill and do my intermittent running. You know, run 1 minute and then 2, 3, 4 minutes of walking fast, and then slow walking, and then run fast again, 1 minute on different levels, and then same over and over for 20, 30, 40, 45 minutes. intermittent, so you won't get tired. You'll enjoy it. It's like a game. But the idea is that it is your mind who believes that you should be fearful, that there's something wrong with your body, and then you feel that therefore it is. You believe what your mind says because it's your thoughts. The thoughts coming from your consciousness. It's inside you. So it's just got credibility because it's from you, and you won't doubt yourself. You'll believe yourself, whatever is coming up here. So you better make sure what comes here is something that's going to help you rather than to hinder your abilities. So the fear is something that your mind creates because it compares what it was to what it is and what it can be. And if that story is, it was painful, I don't know how it will be now, I'm afraid it will be painful again. Change that to, it was not good, but I'm better now, and I'm going to train it to be better a little bit later on. That's why I'm doing it. So how it was, I know it's better now, and I'm going to do it a little bit more, and I can do it to make it better for the future, to condition it. That's your mentality should be. And there is no place for fear then, because you've now given reasonable reason and methodical movement and proportionate increase in activity, and your body understands, feels safe. But if you go in with the kind of a fear of, whoa, I can't do it, then well, you say you can't do it, you can't do it. You know, the exercise that we did before, you put your hand here and says, my hand is stuck to my shoulder, my hand is stuck in my shoulder, stuck with strong glue, I can't take it off, I can't take it off. While you think that way, you can't take it off. But as soon as I say, I can take it off, then you can. So the mind is the same. You say, I can't, it's going to hurt, then it will even more. But if you say, this is a good hurt, because my doctor said it's okay, and I do a little bit more, then that hurt becomes part of the recovery. It's not part of the, you know, any trouble. But moderately increase, patiently increase, it should be okay. It's all in the mind. With mind and body both coordinated, help your body to catch up with your mind. Get the fear out of your mind by letting your mind know why you're doing it and how the process is. And the pains is not the pain of bad pain, it's the pain of good pain because you're doing moderately. And then your body will catch up with your mind, because that's how the body will react when your mind reacts in that way. But if your mind keeps thinking about hurt, damage, fear, then the body also will think the same way and will be hindrance in its performance and will not condition itself or want to do it. And you'll be more fearful and not natural in doing whatever it is, exercise it is that you're doing. So I think that would be a good start. All right. Now, so in other words, give motivation to your mind when you're comparing the time. How it was, I'm afraid if it will be the same, or it's going to be worse if I do it. Change that. That creates fear. When you compare what it was to what it is, what it could be, it creates fear. Otherwise, there's really no fear in the sense of creating in our mind. So change that to, it wasn't that good, it's better now, I'm going to make it better. So the comparison formula changes, the fear reduces, and you will be encouraged in coordination to moderately increase your abilities in whatever it is that you want to do and train for and accomplish. I hope that would be something helpful for you, Jesse. Shak Sheikh Abdul Manan says, hi, hello, Abdul. Asu says, hey Mehran, I feel so depressed that I will end up getting married instead of finishing my master's studies. So you want to sabotage your master's. Can't you not get married and also finish your master's in case you got married? By the force of my father. Oh, your father wants you to get married. I feel sad most of the time and I don't know what to do. Well, make a deal with your husband if you like him and if you want to marry the guy. Say, listen, promise me and write it as a part of the contract. of the marriage, that I am free to study that as far as I want to go, and that would not be a difficulty, then at least that would be something that maybe put you at ease. I don't know how the culture is, but that's what I can perhaps suggest could be of use. She said, I have 4 months left before graduation, and I think about the little savings I have and the lack of money after graduation. Well, you know, you can always put the marriage 6 months from now, so you finish your graduation in 4 months, and then see if you want to get married and get married. If you're not, then say I don't, because by that time you can get a job and feed yourself, and you don't have to listen to this and that. So my realist says, thank you, sir. You're welcome, dear. Mark says, I remember you saying you can't forget your ex because you don't want to. I remember that in one of the videos. Is that what I said, that you can't forget your ex because you don't want to? Yeah, I think maybe I have. But I realized that this is right. I realized that I've conditioned myself to keep thinking about her, and it's a problem. Yes, true. Mark says, how do I find the mental discipline and willpower to get out of this state of mind? I want to really make a strong effort to forget her now and be free. It's exhausting, Mark, 34 UK. Mark, the problem is not her. The problem is not the ex that you keep thinking about her. You're not thinking about her. You're thinking about pleasure. You're thinking about ego. You're thinking about desire. Desire, ego, and pleasure, or desire, pleasure, and ego, is what actually makes you think that you should be thinking of her. Because through her relationship with her, your desire for having a girlfriend, your desire for intimacy and sex, your desire for pleasure through sex and through the lovey-dovey and the things that you would feel, was fulfilled. And your ego was fluffed because you had fulfilled your desire, you had pleasure, and you had sex, which would make you feel more and would make you feel that your ego is satisfied, is fluffed, because you have been preferred over whatever else, somebody else that she may be with or could be with. So really what motivates you to think about her is not actually her, that she was all that. Life cannot go on without her. Why? Because when she shits, it's gold. No. It's the same stinky shit that everybody else does. So somehow you got to understand her entity is not so special. What makes her special is your inner abilities to desire for pleasure, to satisfy, plan to satisfy your ego, and would like to feel wonderful about yourself. That feeling of wonderfulness, balance through pleasure, fulfilling desires, and ego is what really makes you keep thinking about her, because through her you could be reaching and achieving all these that you're after. Satisfy your ego, getting your desires fulfilled, and achieving pleasure. So it's really, if you understand that, it is not her body that can bring you an extraordinary human being into your life that can be the answer to everyone's problem in the world. So it's not her character or abilities. It's a vehicle for you to arrive to your fulfilling your desires and ego and what you're conditioned to want. Your ability to want these things and thinking that through this woman you can reach these feelings, the sex and intimacy, pleasure, and then feeling good about yourself, is why you want her, not because she is the answer to human prayers. If you can understand that she's just a human being with the same challenges and shortcomings that everyone else has, then you have put her in the place. In her place as everybody else, as you have a place in this life. Not more. When she's no longer better than you in your mind, because you don't see her as who she is. You see her as pleasure. You see her as desire. You see her as something that you can fulfill your ego and feel good about yourself. That's why you think she's all that. When you separate that and see her for what she is, not from the point of view of what your desires and your needs to feel good about yourself is that can be fulfilled and attained through that relationship or through that connection, then you will see she's not that desirable. Why do I want her for? I don't want her for her being the exterior of life. I want her because I want to fulfill my ego, desire, pleasure. That's what I'm wired up for. To know about yourself, then you know. Like you go to get some fruits. It's not the peach that you want. It's the fact that you know you have a desire. You're hungry. The hunger is the reason for you to want that peach. Not the peach. Not the apple. Not the sandwich. Because when you're full, you don't give a shit about that sandwich. You look at it in the show window, in the window of the restaurants, and you say, because you just came out of the restaurant with full tummy, you don't have an interest in that sandwich. But you walk by the same store and you're hungry, you see that in the window, say, it's that sandwich, I want it. It's the same sandwich that yesterday you didn't want after you had already eaten a full tummy. So it's not really the sandwich, is it? It's your ability to fulfill your hunger. It's your hunger, ability to be hungry and want to fulfill that hunger that makes the sandwich wanting, desirable that moment. Same thing with her. It's not really her. It's your desire for fulfilling pleasure, sex, desires, ego, fluffing your ego. The stuff that you're missing is what makes her so important that you keep thinking about her. And if you separate these two, you'll understand you are the answer. You are the one that you actually should be thinking of. Your pleasure, your ego, your desire. You're the key. You think she's the key. That's why you keep thinking about her. She's not the key. You are. Come, go somewhere else. Enjoy your life. Build your life. And fulfill these desires. Pleasure. And fluff your ego through another relationship. Because you're the key that can make that be fulfilled through other sources. She's not the only source. The sources are a lot. The fact that you want that makes you more special than her, because your want can make everybody else out there, every other woman out there that meets your standards, be the source, be what you can focus on. The reason you focus on her is not her, is because you want to fulfill what it is that you want to fulfill in you. So you're the key. If you understand that, then you'll see she's not that important, doesn't deserve your thoughts 24/7 that much. Enjoy the memory, but move on and understand you're the boss. You're in control. You're the one that gives value. And to fulfill your desire, it all starts and ends with you. Now, that's how you can stop your thoughts about this X. Let's go to Mark says, how do I find the mental discipline and willpower to get out of a state of mind I want to? Oh, I see. We already discussed that. Okay, good. Lottie says, female 40 UK, so a close family member of mine who I will always love, and they say to me that I am messy and that they will die before I succeed. This makes me sad. You're messy and succeed. Lots of messy people can get success anyhow. What does being messy has to do with successfulness? You can be messy and some things, but you can be fully qualified and disciplined at some other things. So that's irrelevant. They're not really connected. Could be messy in cleaning your home. You're lazy about it, so you get somebody to do it for you, or you pay someone to do it. That's what I mean. Or you just do it little by little. But that has nothing to do with your expertise and other things and success. So don't listen to them. Focus on what you want to achieve, and it's not up to other people to tell you how much you can or cannot do. Don't believe, don't listen, just see what's right, what makes sense or not. If you're messy, clean it up. If you're not messy, or it doesn't hinder what it is that you want to accomplish, don't give a shit about what they say. Believe in yourself, research, prepare, execute. Go and do it. Don't wait for people to give you brownie points or, flag up, flag down, Who are they? What have they achieved? Where are they in life? They're also looking for somebody else to affirm them. Don't count on them. Count on yourself. Go on, Lottie. Jesse says, yes, I'm seeing a doctor and a therapist. Your words are very helpful for me. I'm writing it down in my mind journal. Good. And I'll upload it again. And perhaps I'll cut it into one standalone video and put it up for other people to also enjoy it. And remember, Jesse, you can always book a time with me on my site, talk to me for consultation, on a Skype consultation, and you can see, what makes it affordable for you, the packages. Then we can explore that together as well, in addition to whatever else you're doing. Go see your doctor for sure, and your therapist, perhaps see how it works, and you can always know that I'm also available here in case that need arises. Now, Jack says, hi Mehran. Hello Jack, long time. All right. Juanid Khan or Junaid Khan. Hello, sir. He or she says, please, guys, help me out. Where are you tuning in from? How old you are, if you're a man or woman. Sometimes I cannot tell from the name or from the avatar. How to suppress your feelings when you clearly know the person you are in love with doesn't feel same about you. You don't have to suppress it. Enjoy it. Like it. It's tasty. It's all right. You love this girl. You like this girl. You think she's beautiful. You love her. Okay. Use that love to propel yourself in life to do better, to achieve your goals. If she's not interested in you and you can't pursue her, don't. Respect her lifestyle and her sentiments. She doesn't reciprocate, that's okay. But you can still love her in your mind and use that energy and happiness to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And in the meantime, while you're achieving, you will see that she's not really that worthy, because there are so many other wonderful women out there, and you will meet others. When you're happy with yourself, you will have a better chance to attract other women. So use that feeling for happiness, accomplish your goals, and in the meantime you will extend a good energy because you're happy and you're meeting your goals, and you're accomplishing your goals, and you will meet others, and you will suddenly see, wow, this lady is far more suitable for me, because not even she's meets my standards, she's beautiful and all that for you, she also reciprocates, she also likes you, and that's the right woman. The woman who doesn't like you or doesn't want to be with you for one reason or another doesn't deserve your love. It's like you pass by a garden, you see flowers, you don't have to pick them or own them. You can just enjoy the beauty and be happy, and with that happiness move on to your endeavors, to whatever you want to achieve, and get that energy to help you to fulfill whatever it is you want to accomplish better. And then that happiness will attract other people, and you may find the right girl on that sense. So Mark says, thank you for answering my question. You're welcome. Without sounding big-headed. I know she's worse off without me. Okay, that's a good way of thinking. I care about her and fear for her safety. Don't. You're not her daddy. Stop this bullshit that you think I should be considered a good human being, good person in the eyes of the watcher, which the watcher is what you have created, which is your own thoughts, watching your thoughts and commanding you to be a good person and worry about that person, fear for her safety, because that would make you a good person. And your higher self, which is the observer, the watcher, which is your own thoughts, is watching you and saying, oh, good boy. All that is bullshit. You are no longer responsible for her, never have been. She's an adult and she makes her own decisions. And if she can make her decision not to want to be with you and go and be with another man and have sex with that, or have her life the way she wants, then obviously, why would you think that she needs your help? Stop creating and be so selfish to think that you're all that you should, protect this and that. No, they have their own mind, their own brain. They didn't come to this world to be protected by you, only by choice. And that's not her choice. Respect that and respect yourself. Go on, move on. Find somebody else and give your specialties and attention to someone who desires it and asks for it. That's the one who deserves it. Okay, go on. Don't lock yourself in such nonsense. Yeah, you say, I know that she'll be hanging around bad men. Bad men to your opinion. Any man who's with a girl that we like is considered bad man. That's how we think, right? But get over that. Not necessarily. The bad or good man is up to her. She's the one. You wash your hand from her. Move on and don't worry about her. It's her life, her choice, her decision. And you just focus on your own life. That's the way to move on and live your life. Otherwise, you're hanging on. You're hanging around with a bad situation. And she's responsible for hers, and you should be responsible for your own life now that she has decided not to want to be with you. That's the end of it. Bye-bye. Jack says, I have noticed that people who put you down must feel pretty shitty about their own lives. Absolutely. That's why they put you down, because they have no capability to make themselves feel good or be accomplished or do something in life positive. The only way for them to feel bigger is not by themselves trying to make themselves bigger. They don't have that know-how. They don't have that talent. They don't have that capability. The only way for them is to chisel down somebody else who is already good or has potentials. In that way, they may feel, oh, I'm now bigger. Remember the old story, how you can have the tallest building in town? One way is to destroy all other tall buildings, so they're all down and you look like high. But the other one is to keep building your own building. These people who put other people down don't have that capability to build their own building. That's why they're looking for stealing something. Bad-mouthing someone, disrespecting someone, chiseling down, putting down. And this is their way. And they're cowards, incapable. Don't pay attention to them. Focus on your own road. Live your own journey. Yeah. Good, Jack. Good. The Paris experiences. Hi, Mehran. How do you handle someone who breaks up with you multiple times? Don't give him that chance anymore. That's the answer. And remember, guys, you guys are not being, fair to me. I ask everyone to tell me where you're tuning in from, how old you are, and so I would know your background, my demographics, and if you're a man or woman, if it doesn't show by your picture or your name. That's the least I guess you can do. Plus, make sure you like the stream because that's how we get recognized for our channel. Now, Paris experience. So says tuning from Los Angeles. Okay, good. Jack says from UK. I'm 23 years old. Okay, thank you, Jack. Okay, Paris is tuning from Los Angeles, 29 years old. Okay, Paris, this is not the guy's fault, because the guy obviously is not suitable for you. He can't help it. But you're the one who should be in control of making decisions. You keep going to the same cheese shop that gave you shitty cheese, or meat shop that gave you rotten meat, or produce shop who gave you bad apples and peaches, and you keep going and buying from them. So they're encouraged and conditioned that this is okay with you. They'll shell out the shit, and you will pack them and go, and you pay them money. What's better than that for them? You got to set the tone. If this guy broke up with you once, and you allowed it to come back, and you guys gave each other a chance again, and he does it again, and you're still okay with it, guess what? You're giving him a communication. You're giving him a signal. You're telling him, yeah, it's okay. Come, shit on my head, and I'll clean it up. I am not worried about you. You're more worthy than what you put me through. That's what you're telling him. And you're making him feel he's better than you because he can break up with you, and you still run around. Please, please, please. You stop that. You giving him a chance. Take the rope away, then he can't hang you. Simple. Walk away. He can't tangle you. Don't pay attention to him. He will follow you. Show him that that is not the way you can treat me, and end it. Just tell yourself one more time. If you're still with the guy, if one more time, you don't even have to tell him. If you want to tell him, it should be your rule. If one more time he disrespects or disapproves or breaks up with you, or bothers you in any way, shape, or form, walk away. That's it. That's it. Done. No, see, your mind is weak. You're asking me, should I then break it up with him forever if he does that again, or for a period of time? Looks like you're stuck on the guy, and that's why he's shitting all over your head. You have to understand why you're with this guy. What is it that you think is better than you? If there's a reason that you think yourself as of yourself incapable, because, I don't know, lack of education, I don't know, lack of job, money, what is it that you think this guy is so wonderful with the behavior he does? Remember, sometimes there's a situation where a hostage gets used to, and the person who's taking her hostage, the prisoner gets used to the prison, the person who's keeping him or her imprisoned. These are conditions that is created once you relinquish your control and think of that person in control of you, and you're conditioned to constantly ask and wait for their bidding, what they want to do for you to do, because you've lost your own control, your own thinking, your own assertiveness, your own strength, your own direction in life. You're no longer master of you. That's why you put up with all kind of shit. You have to understand who you are first. What is your value? You have to become independent if you're not. In education, in job, in everything, feed yourself. Don't need that anybody. Then choose any boyfriend that you want to choose based on their merits and their qualification, not based on your need. Do not choose a partner based on your need. First, attend to your needs in all kinds, and be self-sufficient, independent, and then you will choose someone based on their behavior, bonding on consciousness level, harmony, compatibility, and not based on your desire, your need, or your shortcomings. Then you're in control. And if the guy behaves with you badly, break up with him forever. That's it. Go on. Explore others. Or you want to give him a warning, give him a warning. If he does that one more time, That's the end of it. And stick with it. Go on. Buy your own freedom. You'll feel great if you eat a dry piece of bread with your own money, your own hard work. It's much tastier than a fucking steak or something that you have to stoop down, clean up somebody's shits to get that steak. Be independent. Freedom is what human being desires in every aspect of life. Independence. Jack says, I've been single for 6 months. It's great. If I'm being honest, I've found myself in good. Paris experiences. Yes, you're right. I need to work on fulfilling my dreams. I've given warning. You don't have to work on that. Just do it. Just do it. You don't have to work. Thoughts can turn into action. Just like that. You want to change your way of living, change your way of thinking. And changing the way of thinking is a fraction of a second. And that can then regenerate and start new, your way of doing things. You have to do it gradually. What's gradually? Everything's happening in the now. The past, you learned from it. It was bullshit the way you did it. The future is not here now. But you don't want to do it now. You want to keep dragging the bullshit of the past further and further, and you just want to be in that situation of the past and never live in the now, because you want to do it gradually. Why are you doing it gradually? What do you think you're doing it gradually in? In the now. All your nows will be in the past because you're doing gradual. What are you doing gradual? You're doing the past gradually, which means no change. So look at the now. It's fresh, new. Clean it up and do it different way by your different thoughts. And then your future will also be good, brand new, fresh, not a continuation of your past. The past has not been modified in the present and then projected in the future. The past has been gone, non-existence. And the now is taken over with the learnings of the past and changing it into something that is desirable versus what was not desirable. That's how you will continue and move forward. Paris experiences, you're amazing. Thank you. And you're quite welcome, dear. Okay, guys, it looks like that we have attended to all the questions, and I love you all. Thank you very much for giving your time. Please do share the videos that you like in your social media. Help us grow. Like the live stream and like every video that you watch if you like it, and make a comment for sure. Comments help us to be recognized by the algorithm a lot more. And again, look forward to talk to you again. In the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.